What is the most important issue to you at the general election? It's this Thursday if you've been not paying attention. What is the most... I mean, the list is unsurprising, right? I mean, the top three, cost of living, NHS, immigration. We know all of that. Not only crucial, but they're all interlinked in so many ways. You can't solve any of those issues single-handedly without doing some serious, I hate the phrase, but joined-up thinking. The technocratic nature of how we govern in this country has stopped that happening, by the way. We all get it, or should do. All parties are promising to tackle the big three issues. But what is most surprising about this year's general election is what isn't in the manifesto, what is missing. And when you start to think about it, it's actually quite criminal what has been left out of the collective promises of our major political parties. There is a crime scene of omission going on out there. Let me give you just an obvious example. Crime. I think crime would be a fair one to start on that. I mean, shoplifting. You could, right now, we've almost decriminalised shoplifting. You could empty Dorothy Perkins, probably try stuff on for size before you legged it, and nobody would blink. You could go up in the world and try the Apple Store. It's good earnings if you can do that. So security won't stop you, the police won't come, members of the public will simply film it, and before you know it, you've legged it with 5K's worth of kit and are living on a beach in Barbados in a 20-quid polka dot bikini, holding an iPhone, one would assume. You take the point. I mean, this is an area that I would say is massive. It's more than the broken windows theory. You know, you pick up on the smaller crime and then you can deal with the bigger problems socially and criminally. But it's not a smaller crime. Shoplifting is a horrendous crime. It's a massively expensive crime. And of course, it does lead on to other things as well. We've legitimised nicking stuff in this country. It's kind of all right. I mean, you really are not going to get stopped if you run out of a supermarket with a basket. You might get that old boy who's on security in a retirement gig, means very well, but he ain't chasing you around the corner very far. Nothing's going to happen. I was talking to a friend who manages a large supermarket, and I said, you know, what's the shoplifting thing like? And he said it's off the scale. It's every single day. And one woman had gone in that day with, I think he said, £350 worth of goods in her basket, and she stopped at the cigarette bit at the end to buy a lottery ticket, still with her basket, and then went to walk out. And as she went to walk out, they stopped her. They escorted her back to the office. They rang the police. The police said, is she being, what was the phrase they used? Is she passive or something like that? And they said, well, yeah, she's not causing us any problems. They went, okay, that's fine. So they're not going to be out for hours. And in the end, nothing happened. And she walked because they can't physically restrain her. And that's what we've done with shoplifting. What is missing from the party manifestos? 0344 499 1000. I know about the big bits. We all know about the cost of living stuff, immigration and NHS. That's a given that we discussed that. But what are you not hearing in this campaign? So crime overall, and you can talk about reforming of crime. You can talk about prisons. I mean, that should be right up there, shouldn't it? How are we going to deal with the very bad people in society who make the human gene pool a little more challenging for the rest of us? Fly tipping is another one. You throw under a... What kind of utter filth bag does this? The chances that take this profession, and it's, let's be honest, I think Channel 4 did a programme about it, I think, last week. Probably used some actors in there to make the point. And it was off the scale. It's off the scale, fly tipping. These characters are lower than a dropped curb when it comes to criminality. This is a horrible, horrible crime. And it's a social nuisance, and it's all of those things. And there's many others we could throw onto that list of things that simply aren't there and should be there. And I'm sure you've thought about it when you're listening to politicians. Where is the discussion on assisted dying is another one, okay? That's quite a big issue. Nothing on that at all, really. So these major planks, I know that parties go, well, we can't put everything in there. We've got to deal with, we'll put the mood music in there. I think these issues are so big, they should be front and centre of an election campaign, but apparently not. The good and the great over there at Tory, Labour, Lib Dem HQ are not particularly fussed about dealing with these massive issues. So for you, What is missing in the manifestos? What is missing in the debate at the moment? What are you not hearing that you think, man alive, we should be hearing this stuff by now? When they do those 7-way debates, and every TV channel on the planet has done them, when they do those things, surely wouldn't somebody say, mate, can we talk about shoplifting? It's off the flipping scale. There's nothing. There's no discussion on shoplifting. What the heck is going on?